Hey guys, welcome back to AdoGaming Kingdom. It's probably like the second video I've made, but today I'm going to be reviewing one of the more original games, The Legend of Zelda. And I mean the original Legend of Zelda. Now, The Legend of Zelda was one of the most difficult games I've played in a while. Truthfully, it was. Even though I don't have an NES, I wish I did, yeah. I played it on the emulator and NES-topia, and by God, I got to the first dungeon and got lost. I made it to the second dungeon and just said, screw it, I give up. But anyway, after that, it's just interesting. So you start out as Link, or whatever you name your character, and you start out just in the middle of this field by a cave. Well, you go into the cave and you find an old man, which everybody knows this. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this, he says. So you take this sword that he gives you, this sword. I don't even know why he gives it to you, or who he is, but he gives you the sword, and oh, sorry about that. And as he gives you the sword, you take the sword and he disappears. He literally disappears after you give him after he gives you the sword. I'm sorry, I didn't have a script for anything, by the way, so I'm just trying to wing this, but, he gives you the sword, and you go off. Now, where do you go? You don't know, that's the thing. You have no idea where you're supposed to go. So what more do you do than explore? That's all you can do. So, as you explore, you eventually find the first dungeon, which I'm going to pull up now. You find... I'll tell you what I have the map here of it. Jeez. Oh, here it is. What you find is this. This is the first dungeon. Oh, geez, my battery. But you come here, and it's basically... in theory, it's the Great Deku Tree from Ocarina of Time, dead. That's the theory. Now, after you go into this dungeon, I want to show. I'll show you the map for it in just a moment. This is the basic map for the entire dungeon, with enemies included. I hate how I have to do this, but I don't have a screen recording device, so. Now, what happens with this is that you go into the dungeon and you find these. Well, you find 3 doors, so one of which is locked. So what you do, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to mix it. So what you do is that you go to the left or the right, and you'll be faced with skeletons or bats. Defeat them all and you'll eventually get the key. You go to the other room, you'll get another key. You need that key. So you go up to the top door and unlock it. Then you go in. There are 3 skeletons awaiting you. You defeat the skeletons and go through after defeating them all. And there's more skeletons with a key in the middle of the room. Now you can choose to go upwards, to the left, or to the right. Or back if you wish. To the right, the compass is waiting for you, which will tell you where the boss is. Yeah, the compass didn't have much use in this game, but to the left is an empty room with bats, and 6 blocks, which and a door and 2 doors which can only be opened by a key, I believe is one of them, and the other one is by beating all the bats. If you go up, you'll find a map, which this comes in handy in the dungeon. Basically, when all is said and done, you go through the entire dungeon and you fight a dragon as the boss. Now, when I first fought this dragon, I didn't understand how to beat him. But when I got the bombs, that kind of explained it for me. Bombs destroyed him pretty much. Before you get to the dragon, I want to go back a little bit. 2 rooms back, you'll find 3 creatures, and they all throw boomerangs at you. Well, after you destroy all of them, you get a boomerang from one of them. And that's how that dungeon works. Then you get a chunk of the Triforce of Power, I believe it is. Yes, you get half of the Triforce's power. Afterwards, you walk out. You're not told to go anywhere else. You don't know where to go next. Well, actually, no. In the dungeon, there's an old man in there. He says, East Mirth Peninsula is a secret, which most kids at their age, when they first got this game, probably didn't know what the heck a peninsula was. But that's beside the point. I'm gonna say to a track of this. But basically, what we're doing with it is what it is that. Oh, I'm sorry. Here, we'll use this. Yeah. So what it is that. It's the orchestral melody from Toy Fifth. But after you leave, you have to journey through the world and find the second dungeon, which it's not easy to find. Trust me. The second dungeon is not the one I found. Wow. I must have found the third dungeon first. But anyway, the dungeon itself is. I don't believe you find anything special in here. Let me check my inventory, huh? Oh shoot. No, you don't find anything in that. Actually, no, I've never even been in the second dungeon. Never mind. Yeah, I haven't been past the second dungeon, but the game itself is extremely hard to navigate. The controls aren't the best either. The story itself is pretty cool, even though you don't really know why you're doing anything. But the graphics aren't the best. But of course, back in that time, they were the best. They were the cream of the crop, pretty much. Zelda is an amazing franchise. I'm gonna leave it at that. I will probably redo this review once I beat the game. But I just wanted to do this for fun for once. So, thank you all for watching. This is AdoGaming, and I'm out.